So let's start. See, for cost of capital, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. To calculate cost of capital, I mean overall cost of capital, you need to understand few formulas first, individual formulas. That means, come to the first point. First formula is short-term debt. See, everywhere they will not ask you these formulas. It is just that because they can ask, therefore it is compulsory, or just it is from the point of view of question that we are going to do this. Hmm? Individually, they will not ask each and every formula that is given here. Just have a look on it. Short term debt. The first one is short term debt. I hope you understand now what do you mean by debt. Debt means borrowed funds. So
Borrowed
those,
fund.
yes, those borrowed funds which are for short term, which are invested for short term. Now we have two different types here, before tax and after tax. See, always remember, you have been learning management accounting, right? In that, there is a vertical format of P&L, correct? Have you started with that vertical format of P&L?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, always remember, tax interest payment comes before the tax payment. Always remember,
Yes, ma'am.
in the format, see that vertical format that Priya madam is teaching you, that's vertical format. In that format, if you have noticed, the net profit before interest, minus interest, and net profit after interest, and then there is add NOI less NOE, if I'm right, if I'm correct, then it is add
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
non-operating incomes less non-operating expenses, and then we have net profit before tax, then we deduct tax, which means tax comes later. What comes first? Interest payment comes first.
Interest.
Yes, so those who are my debenture holders, whoever is my debenture holder, whoever shall be my debenture holder, will be given priority. From my profits, I will pay them first, and then I will pay it to the government. Taxes paid to the government, no? So always remember, they get the tax benefits. That means the profits that I earn are not deducted from tax. First, they are paid. From that profit, I pay to debt holders, to debenture holders, bond holders, etc. So I pay them first. Therefore, it is known as they get tax benefits. They get tax benefits, and because they get tax benefits, it is always before tax. No, it is always before tax that they are paid. Okay, what they are paid now? KD. KD means what? See K, and at the foot of K, at the foot of K, D is written in small, right? So what is KD? K stands for cost of capital. Cost of capital, COC, cost of capital. Its symbol is K. Now you will say, ma'am, K is not used anywhere in the spelling of cost of capital. No, that's not necessary. Okay, K stands for cost of capital. K is the symbol of cost of capital. Now D stands for debt. So how will you, KD? How will you pronounce? How will you say that? Cost of debt capital. K means cost of capital, D means debt. So how will you say that? Cost of debt capital. Repeat after me. What will you say? KD, what do you mean by KD?
Cost of debt capital.
Yes, cost of debt capital. Acha, this is KP. KP is Kailash Parbat. No. What do you mean by KP? Cost of preference shares capital. Cost of preference shares capital. Cost of capital is K. P. P is preference share. So cost of preference share capital. Are you getting my point? Next we have
Yes, ma'am.
K. Yes. Next we have KE. What is KE?
Cost of equity
Cost of
capital.
equity capital.
Cost of equity capital नहीं, cost of equity shares capital. Okay, cost of equity share
Yes, ma'am.
capital. Yes. अभी retained earnings KR. Cost of retained earnings. Cost of retained earnings. Okay, so let's look at the formulas. This formula is very important. According to sums, this they can ask very frequently. Short-term debt after tax. Short-term debt after tax. This formula is very important. Now see, first before tax, we pay to cost of debt. I mean, what is paid to debenture holders becomes my cost. What I mean to say is, what we pay to debenture holders becomes my cost. What we pay to bond holders becomes my cost. What we pay to persons who gives us loan will become my cost. Yes, so that is known as KD. Now, what I pay them? What is my KD? What is cost that I'm paying to them? What is paid to them? Interest. What is paid to debenture holders? Interest. What is paid to bond
Interest.
holders? Interest. Coupon rate is also known as interest only. Huh? Okay. So what is paid to persons who are given as loan? Interest. So to all my debt holders, I'm paying interest. So whatever I'm paying becomes my cost. Therefore, KD is I. I means interest. I. This is I. This is not one. This is I. I means interest. Okay. This is before tax. And if I want to convert it into after tax, I will have to deduct tax from it. Because from I, tax is not deducted. It is always before tax. I told you I cleared the concept with the vertical profit and loss account, the format of vertical profit and loss account. Interest comes first, tax comes later. So from interest, tax is not deducted, therefore it is already before tax. But when we talk about after tax, see WAC, when we calculate WAC, weighted average cost of capital, we always have to calculate it after tax. Remember, WAC is always calculated after tax. WAC is calculated as being after tax. The value of the WAC, the answer of the WAC should be after tax. This is standard assumption. But if they are telling you or asking you to calculate as per before tax, that is a different question. But if they don't disclose anything in the question, that means they are expecting you to calculate WAC, the answer of the WAC, the rate of the WAC in the form of after tax. So always remember, anything comes while calculating WAC, it has to be converted into, if it is before tax, you will have to convert it into after tax. And because after, see, look at the format of your P&L account, vertical format. Only interest comes before tax. Before tax, there is only one amount that is paid to the debt holders, that is interest. Acha, what is paid to equity shareholders is dividend. It comes after tax, no? See, net profit before tax, you deduct tax. And then you get the answer net profit after tax. And then you deduct less appropriations. And from the appropriations, you deduct preference dividend, equity dividend. That means first tax is deducted and paid to the government from the profits, and later on the leftover profit is distributed amongst the preference shares in the name of dividend, and also the yet the another portion of leftover portion of the profit is distributed in the name of dividend to equity shareholders. So what I mean to say is whatever comes before tax is only one thing, that is paid to the debt holders, and that is interest. So only interest will come into the picture. because that is highlighted. No, it comes before tax. I will have to convert it after tax. Why will I have to convert it after tax? Because whenever we are calculating WACC is weighted average cost of capital. It is standard assumption. It is assumed that it should be after tax only. Every answer should be after tax of weighted average cost of capital. Only if they disclose in the question that it has to be calculated before tax, then it is a different matter. Okay, but all sums that we are going to do will be after tax only. So one thing is there which is not after tax. What? I means interest. Interest is paid to debt holders. It is not it naturally it is by its nature it is before tax. By its nature it is before tax because it is paid before tax. The priority from the profits, the priority is given to debt holders first. First they will be paid, and then the profit, the leftover profit which is there after deducting the amount of interest, adding the extra incomes and extra expenses, deducting the extra expenses, that is known as NOI and NOE. We get a profit, leftover profit, net profit before tax. From that net profit before tax, we pay tax to the government. So interest is paid before only, no? Interest is paid before tax. Okay, interest is paid before the tax amount was paid to the government. आई बात समझ में? क्योंकि हमने इंटरेस्ट को पहले प्रायोरिटी दी और पहले खर्चा कर लिया इंटरेस्ट का, और टैक्स को हमने बाद में पे किया. आ रही है बात समझ में? तो इंटरेस्ट कभी भी टैक्स से डिडक्टेड नहीं होता है. उस प्रॉफिट में से टैक्स डिडक्टेड था ही नहीं जब मैं इंटरेस्ट पे कर रही थी. तो जो इंटरेस्ट है, इफ यू वांट टू टेक इट आफ्टर टैक्स, you want to convert it after tax. What is the formula of converting I, which is before tax, into after tax? How is the formula? I 1 minus t. What is 1? 1 is standard rupee 1. It is standard rupee 1. It is standard. Minus t. T is tax. So KD is cost of debt. I means rate of interest. Suppose rate of interest is 10%. But 10% is before tax. You need to convert it after tax. You need to convert it into after tax. So what formula you will use? I1 minus T. I1 minus T. T is tax rate. Is the formula clear to all? Should I move to the next one? Come on, quickly
Yes,
answer me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, now let's come to long-term debt. Long-term debt, irredeemable. See, these formulas, they don't ask these formulas. Just go through, okay? Because in MCQs, that can be asked. Now, before tax, whenever it is irredeemable, net proceeds come into picture. Net proceeds. Okay, net proceeds is market value. It is as equals as same as market value. So this is I upon NP into 100. I means interest, interest amount, rate of interest. I mean, here you have to convert it into amount. Here you can keep it rate, but here you have to convert it into amount because NP is also into amount. No, NP is in amount. I cannot be interest rate. No. So numerator has to be converted into amount, and then denominator NP, divide by NP, net proceeds into 100. This is what is the formula of before tax. Because always remember, debt to debt, whatever I pay to them is
Ma'am, what
before
is
tax.
NP?
NP is net proceeds. Whatever is the market value is known as net proceed. Okay, it is as
Okay.
equal, yes, as same as market value. Okay, what is after tax formula? Whole formula will be same. I upon NP into 100. Just you have to add one thing, 1 minus T. 1 minus P. That's it. Okay. Let's come to next formula. Redeemable debt. It was irredeemable. Now redeemable. Whenever there is a redeemable, the formula will be I plus FV. FV is face value. See, the full form here is given. FV is face value. NP is net proceeds, because face value minus net proceeds. Why you are doing this? Because now debentures can be redeemed. Redeemable debentures can be redeemed, no? Can be sold off in the market. So whenever you sell, there may be a difference between face value and market value. Therefore, they are giving you two values now. See, irredeemable debentures never have two values. It has only one value because it is irredeemable. But now it is redeemable. Redeemable will have two different values. One is face value, other is net proceeds. So the formula will be constructed as follows. I plus bracket face value minus net proceeds upon n. N is number of years. For how many number of years you have invested the debentures? For how many number of years you have invested the amount in debentures? Okay, suppose 5 years, so you will write 5. Suppose 10 years, you will write 10. It is long term, no? So it has to be more than 5. Okay, the whole divided by face value plus net proceeds upon 2. That means average of both these figures. What is average? 2 plus 2 divided by 2. Right? So it is 2. 2 plus 3
Yes.
divide. 2 plus 3 divided by 2. It is 2.5. So we are taking out the average, no? Into 100. Okay, remember formula is into 100 because we want percentage form. The answer should be in the format of percentage. Now remember, this is before tax. And if you want to convert it after tax, whole formula will be same. This formula will be same. Just after this formula, you have to write 1 minus t. See? After or before, it's one and the same thing. Okay. Write down this formula. I bracket FV minus NP upon N whole divided by FV plus NP upon 2 into 100 bracket 1 minus T. See this 1 minus T? You have to put it here. It is one and the same thing. Okay. Now preference shares. Now remember, tax is paid first to the government from the profits, and then the leftover profit is distributed to preference shareholders and equity shareholders in the name of dividend. That means the profit that is earned, first it is distributed to to the debenture holders and bond holders in the name of interest. Then it is paid to the government. Then the final net profit which is left over in the hand is paid to the preference share and equity shareholders. Therefore, they don't get tax benefits. They don't get tax benefits. See, before tax का formula देखो, उसमें tax होगा. Because in fact after tax में tax नहीं होगा. Because already उनका after tax ही होता है ना, उनके profits में से tax कटी हुई होती है. मैंने आपको ये tax में भी समझाया था, tax के subject में. That dividends कभी भी exempted. देखो मैंने आप जो लॉजिक समझाया था ना टैक्स में, इंडियन कंपनीज का डिविडेंड इज फुली एग्जम्प्टेड. व्हाई? बिकॉज द government charges tax on the income of the company, not the income of the shareholders. The company has already paid tax, no? Why will shareholders pay tax again? Why will they pay the tax again? Because company has paid tax from the profits of the company. From the profit that is earned by the company, tax is paid to the government. Now the leftover profit is distributed to the shareholders. So why will shareholders pay tax? Therefore, if you look at the formula of after tax, there is no tax given separately 1 minus T. See, look at the formula of after tax. KP. KP means cost of preference share capital is equals to what you pay to them. What you pay to them? We pay preference dividend PD. We pay preference dividend to them. Okay. It is irredeemable preference share. Whenever there is irredeemable, there is only one value, net proceeds. Remember, there is only one formula, net proceeds. So PD upon NP into 100. Okay. And when you want to convert this formula into before tax, in fact, you will have to enlarge the formula. How? PD upon NP into 100 into 1 upon 1 minus T. Why? Because tax was already deducted. Now the amount which is deducted, we have to add it back. No, उल्टा उल्टा करना पड़ेगा. So उल्टा करने के लिए ये देखो, यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या कर रहे थे, 1 minus T. अब उल्टा निकालने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे, 1 upon 1 minus T. पहले हम मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे थे ना, अब डिवाइड करेंगे 1 upon 1 minus T. बिकॉज इट इज बिफोर टैक्स. टैक्स निकालनी है. टैक्स निकालने के लिए पहले जब आफ्टर टैक्स लिख रहे थे तो 1 माइनस टी, मतलब ब्रैकेट के और 1 माइनस टी के बीच में कुछ नहीं था. इट वॉज इनटू का साइन. व्हेन इट इज नथिंग, इट इज इनटू का साइन. बट नाउ इट इज 1 अपॉन 1 माइनस टी. आई बात समझ में? ठीक है. सो बिफोर टैक्स में क्या करना पड़ेगा, 1 अपॉन 1 माइनस टी. किसकी बात कर रही हूँ, इररिडीमेबल प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. नाउ कम टू रिडीमेबल प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. द फॉर्मूला विल बी, सी आफ्टर टैक्स की फॉर्मूला पहले देखेंगे बिकॉज इट इज ऑलवेज आफ्टर टैक्स. सो टैक्स विल नॉट कम इनटू पिक्चर, इट इज ऑलरेडी आफ्टर टैक्स. नो. सो व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला, पीडी. पीडी मीन्स प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड प्लस ब्रैकेट एफवी माइनस एमपी अपॉन एन, सेम लाइक वी हैव डन इन रिडीमेबल डिबेंचर्स, whole divided by FP plus MP upon 2, the average of both of these figures into 100. Now, if you want to take it before tax, whole formula same. After the bracket, you will write 1 upon 1 minus T. Okay. Now, let's look at the formula of equity shares. KE. What is the formula of KE? See, EPS upon MPS. What is EPS? Earning per share. Earning per share upon market price per share. MPS is market price per share. Have you done ratio analysis in management accounting? Yes. Have you done the ratio analysis chapter in management accounting?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Yes. So have
Yes,
you
yes.
learnt about EPS? Have you learnt about EPS?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you learnt about MPS? Say yes or no. Come on. Market price per share. Acha, you have done price earning ratio.
Yes, ma'am.
In that market price per share is given. No, MPS upon price earning ratio. The formula of price earning ratio is MPS upon EPS. Are you getting my point? So EPS upon MPS, or the next formula is DPS, dividend per share, upon net proceeds. Okay, this is one formula. Another formula is with growth.
Ma'am.
Yes.
जी हाँ.
नहीं हुआ है वो चैप्टर.
वही मैम मैं भी सोच रही हूँ, नहीं हुआ
हाँ
है
मैम,
अभी।
नहीं हुआ है
तो आपने हाँ कैसे बोला?
मैम, वो काजल की वजह से.
स्टोरी में बोला हूँ।
अच्छा ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. आप अभी मैं आपको डिटेल में, आपको अगर आएगा ना ये पॉइंट इक्विटी शेयर्स का केई वाला, तब मैं आपको बता दूंगी ईपीएस क्या होता है, एमपीएस क्या होता है, डीपीएस क्या होता है. ठीक है, अभी आगे बढ़ते हैं. अच्छा, अगर ग्रोथ है ना, ये जी मतलब ग्रोथ होता है, ग्रोथ. ठीक है, तो फॉर्मूला कैसे होती है, डीपीएस अपॉन नेट प्रोसीड्स इनटू 100 प्लस जी. जी मींस ग्रोथ रेट. ओके. Retained earnings. Let's look at the formula of retained earnings. See, they never ask you, but during the, while MCQs, in the form of MCQs, they can ask you. Okay. So retained earnings, D upon P into 100. D is dividend per share, DPS. P is market price per share into 100 plus G. The formula is same as this one, equity. Because equity takes reserves and surplus, no? So equity and reserves and surplus are, you can take it as one, but that the formula is not completed after G. The formula is enlarged. See, 1 minus shareholders personal tax rate, TH ये देखो यहाँ पे दिखा रहे हैं हाँ फुल फॉर्म TSH। T मतलब टैक्स रेट, शेयर होल्डर्स, SH मतलब शेयर होल्डर की टैक्स, तो 1 माइनस शेयर होल्डर्स की टैक्स ब्रैकेट 1 माइनस B मतलब ब्रोकरेज कॉस्ट। ठीक है, ये आपको बस इतना याद करना है कि क्या कहते हैं इसे, MCQs के लिए। अब देखो, जब मैं बहुत बार बोल रही थी, आई वाज सेइंग अगेन एंड अगेन नेट प्रोसीड्स, है ना, ये वर्ड मैंने फ्रीक्वेंटली यूज किया। अब नेट प्रोसीड्स निकालते कैसे हैं? आपका जो फेस वैल्यू होता है, समझो एक शेयर 100 रुपीज का है, उसमें ऐड करो प्रीमियम। अगर आपने शेयर को प्रीमियम पे बेचा है तो ऐड करेंगे, डिस्काउंट पे बेचा है तो लेस करेंगे, और अगर कोई फ्लोटेशन कॉस्ट है, कोई ब्रोकरेज कॉस्ट है तो उसे लेस कर देंगे। तो जो फाइनल आंसर आता है ना, उसे कहते हैं नेट प्रोसीड्स। और याद रखो, या तो प्रीमियम होगा या तो डिस्काउंट होगा, दोनों साथ में नहीं होता है। या तो शेयर्स को हम प्रीमियम पे बेचते हैं या तो डिस्काउंट पे बेचते हैं। अगर प्रीमियम पे बेचा तो ऐड करना है, अगर डिस्काउंट पे बेचा तो लेस करना है। ईदर ऑफ देम विल बी देयर। And if there is a flotation cost that you have incurred on the shares while issuing the shares, so you have to deduct it, and the final answer will be known as net proceeds.
मैम
Yes.
अगर वो प्रीमियम पे बेचते तो उनको प्रॉफिट होता है ना कंपनी को,
Yes.
डिस्काउंट मतलब लॉस ना।
Yes. That is why profit हुआ तो add, loss हुआ तो less. That is why.
हाँ yes.
Okay. Okay. Is it okay with everybody?
Yes मैम।
Yes, ma'am.
यस मैम।
Begin with practical questions. Yes. Shall we begin? Okay. Now, let's look at this question number 1. Okay. Calculate the weighted average cost of capital from the following data of Blazing Arrow Company Limited. Ignore taxation. Okay, we will ignore. They say ignore taxation. Okay, so we will ignore it. So what they are asking you to calculate? Calculate the weighted average cost of capital. What do you mean by weighted average? When you have different types of securities, when you have different investors in the company. In one company, there are debentures also, there are preference shareholders also, there are equity shareholders also. The total what I earn and total what I will have to incur in the name of expenditures for my capital holders is known as weighted average cost of capital. That means suppose I earn 1 crore rupees, but out of that 1 crore, whole amount will not be taken into the profits of, into the pockets of company. No, that is earned amount. That is not reserved amount. No, out of that 1 crore, I will have to pay debenture holders also. I will have to pay equity shareholders also. I will have to pay preference shareholders also. I will have to pay bond holders also. So in all, total how much I will have to pay to all, I mean each one of them. What is the total amount that will I have to pay? To debenture holders, I will pay suppose 50 lakhs. All. There are hundreds and hundreds of debenture holders. In all, I'm paying to them is 50 lakhs rupees. In all, the total expenditure is 50 lakhs rupees. Debenture holders, KD. And KP is again 50 lakhs rupees. Suppose, example. And to equity shareholders, I'm paying them, sorry, I've earned 1 crore rupees now, sorry. To debenture holders, I am paying 3 lakhs. To preference shareholders, I'm paying 5 lakhs. And to equity shareholders, I'm paying 6 lakhs. What is the total amount that I am that I'm spending? 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs. What is the total amount? 14 lakhs.
14 lakhs.
14 lakhs. So what I earned? 1 crore. In all, how much I earned? 1 crore. How much do I have to pay in all? 14 lakhs. So out of 1 crore, 14 lakhs is my expenditure. That is not my own money. That I have to give it to my investor holders. Those who are investing in my company, definitely they will get something out of that investment. No. Otherwise, why will they invest? Why will they invest if they don't get anything from the company's profits, future profits? If they don't get any amount of uh, returns from the profits, why will they invest? So out of 1 crore, 14 lakhs is paid to them. So 14 lakhs is my overall cost of capital. No, this is what I want to tell you, that weighted average cost of capital means what? Okay, so 7% debentures are there. 7% is rate of interest of debentures. You must understand this, huh? Before debentures, before the word debentures, there is 7% given. So what is 7%? It is the rate of interest
Rate
that we
of
pay.
interest.
Yes, rate of interest debentures carry is 7%. On how much? 1,30,000 rupees. So 1,30,000 is overall debentures. There are 1,30,000. There are debenture holders who have invested 1,30,000 rupees in the debentures, and there are so many shareholders who have invested 70,000 rupees in the preference shares. There are shareholders who have invested rupees 6 lakhs in the equity share, in the equity shares. Okay, so debentures 1,30,000, preference shares 70,000. 8% preference shares means dividend rate is given for preference shares. On shares there is dividend. On borrowed funds there is interest. Remember this. So preference shares 8%. That means 8% is the rate of dividend of preference shares, and amount is 70,000. Equity shares 100 face value, it is given in the bracket, and it is 6 lakhs rupees. And the rate of dividend is not given. Can you see? Equity's rate of dividend is not given. We will have to calculate. Okay, it is given, I think. The further information is given. We will see what is the further information. A dividend of 10% has been paid to equity shareholders in recent years. Okay, it is given. It is directly given, yes. The dividend of 10% has been paid to equity shareholders in the recent years. Means equity shareholders will receive 10% dividend. If they are receiving it is their income. But I am paying, you have to think about company. Company is paying. So it becomes cost of equity capital for company, 10 percentage. So equity 10 percentage, preference 8 percentage, debentures 7 percentage. This is the cost of capital ka percentage. Okay. With the help of percentage, we will convert it into rupees. I think no need to convert it into rupees, because weighted average cost of capital always will be in the form of percentage only. So no need to convert it into the form of rupees, amount, etc. Okay. All of the company's securities are quoted on local stock exchange. Okay. The prices of these securities have been recently at par. That means par means market value and face value are same.
Same.
Market value and face value are same. Okay. Now let's start with the solution. How we need to see first, what are the how is the format? The format is, first you have to write the sources of capital. Where do you raise the funds from? You raise the funds from debentures, preference also, shares, preference shares also, equity shares also. There are three different sources from which you raise the funds. So you have to write here sources. Their amounts will be copied from the question, 1,30,000, 70, 6 lakhs. Next column will be proportion. I already told you, weight. Weighted average cost of capital means how much is the weight of debenture, how much is the weight of preference, how much is the weight of equity. The highest weight is taken by equity. Can you see? Can you see the weight of equity is so high? It's
Yes, ma'am.
higher than debentures and preference.
75%.
Yes, so that is proportion only, no? Okay, next column will be cost of capital percentage, which is already given. Okay, weighted average cost of capital is the last column that we need to calculate. See, sources given in the question, amount given in the question. With the help of amount, we will calculate proportion. Okay, Cost of capital given in the question. Weighted average, we will calculate it. Very simple. This chapter is very simple. Only if you understand the logic. So let me do it for you. And जब जब मैं करती जा रही हूँ तो आप भी मेरे साथ सम को करते जाएंगे, ठीक है ना? So we will look at the question first. Now, Blazing Arrow Company Limited. So what we will write on the topmost part, wait, let me just write down the name of chapter. Okay, so we are going to start with sum number 1. Okay, so it is calculation of what you will write as an heading. Calculation of, you will write full form. I'm writing back, but you are not supposed to write